Welcome. So this is going to be the last one. Before we kill Soul Hunters, probably in 1 or 2 days. This fight is more about just managing movement and survivability well. It should not be that much of a damage check. I also think this fight, just like Aras, was a little bit too much over nerfed. It's definitely just like a 2 hour, 3 hour, maybe 4 hour proc boss, depending on the level of the guild you're in. But like I said, this boss fight is mostly just about survivability and movement, right? So in this boss fight, let's just start from the timestamp that I have saved here. You just pop everything on CD. You do not hold anything. You just pop Surge on CD. Nothing weird like in Aras where you could like save, you know, Surge for damage champs or whatever. You just pop everything here on CD. Yeah. So without further ado, let's just start. I'll try to explain my movement, my decisions, etc. Keep in mind, I was getting PI in autumn, so I was kind of hogging externals like a swine on this fight, but I don't even think they helped that much because the PIs were in my filler, plus in my opener, it made me cast Arcane Blast faster than what the GCD is, so there's gaps, yeah? So basically, this is a Vikora fight. Vikora tells you, go with the wall to the cross, you just go with the wall to the cross, yeah? It's nothing hard, yeah? So we just proceed with that. Yeah, you can see that I got it on cross, so I just go with the wall to the cross by popping my cooldowns. I tried to pop defensive on the wall itself, but rather on the explosions here. These explosions, when you have to spread, from my experience, hurt the most. So I usually just try to prismatic barrier just before the explosion, yeah? You can see that this fight is movement heavy as shit though. So I do not have blinks here. I would like to see what I spent them. I guess getting there and then negating the knockback. So Void Elf Racial, Displacement, they all come in handy during this fight just for that extra mobility. So you can see that I Void Elf Racial there, back to my spot, boom, easy, while maximizing my DPS, yeah? Again, people have arrows. There's always going to be either purple or orange safe spot. At the beginning, it should be purple, and then you move to orange. Yeah, safe spot here, Vikora again. Vikora fight tells me to go there. And then eventually the wall breaks will come. Yeah, and the wall breaks, they also... Oh, this was the wall itself. The wall break will come in 2 seconds. And as you can see, the wall breaks themselves don't do anything to you. You don't have them. And then again, you just want to pre-spread. You can actually pre-spread if you know the position that you're assigned to during the wall breaks. If you don't have a wall break, you could just run there and pre-spread and just stay there if you're supposed to be there. Yeah, so I was somewhere on star back. So I just stayed here. And just before the explosion, not sure if I'm going to press prismatic barrier, just alter here and I live it, yeah. There's certain sets which hurt more than the others. I forgot which they are, but we did call them in the Discord. So in those cases, I just pop the block or greater invis. But again, we're just standing on orange, just AFKing. If you don't have a wall, you're AFKing, patch figure rotation here. People with walls just spread around the room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vikora tells them where to go, simple as, yeah. And then the wall breaks will come again, yeah. So I'm just gonna observe if I get a wall break here. I did not, so I can go back to my star spot. And I think there's gonna be a Death Knight stacking on top of my head here, but I'm not sure if this is the set. Nah, not this one yet. Again, I did not pop anything because I'm confident I can live it. And why spend the global, right? So if you're full health, you're fine. And back to orange while just executing the rotation, blinking back to it. Yeah. Not really paying attention to anything until the Vikora tells me to, which, yeah, you guys might say, well, Vikora is doing everything for you. True, this is a Vikora fight. In no circumstance, do not ever stand on the tank. The tanks are dropping, I think, 3 walls. So if you're in the wrong position outside of the party or your raid, you're going to get clipped by 3 walls potentially, and you're dead. Unless you block the debuff, you're dead. So watch out for that, bro. You can see I have a break wall on purple, so I just go to purple, which is a very interesting position. I don't usually get that. Boom. Pre-spread on the other side. a bit scuffed, because I'm also in my cooldowns, which slowed me down tremendously. And then I'm putting another wall on purple, which is just going to knock me back. I alter this one, even though it's not really required because it doesn't do damage. It's more about the dot. Could have just blanked that, honestly, but whatever. Bad alter usage. And then shifting power. Yeah, breaks after that. So after that, if I do notice that I don't get a specific wall break, I am just going to go to my position on star. Yeah, so my position is on star here. There's a lot of people there. We realized later that the assignments were a little bit screwed. But here I just pop a barrier to be safe. There were a lot of people on the side that I was always spreading on. Yeah, so again, walls are up. People are spreading out. Yeah, then we're swapping to purple because the tanks are going to be putting their walls on orange. So we're just going to be AFKing on purple. And actually, come to think of it, I got lucky not getting that many walls. I got a lot of them, like quite a bit in the early in the fight, but now I'm just not getting anything. Now I'm just chilling, right? Now I'm just like pressing my cooldowns. Yeah, I think I pop Greater Invis here. I just blocked this, yeah. Boom. We were overlapping there. Not much space on the star. And just doing my execute soul here. Nothing different. Save spot on orange, so we're just gonna swap back to orange. And again, Vicora fight. Yeah, it's just like a little dance. Some pools will be harder than the others depending on what walls and breaks you have. I do not know. Well, I got a break now, but there was a big period of time where I was just doing nothing for a straight minute. But now I finally got something. But I definitely did have some pools where I would get like all of the walls possible in the fight, and then I would get like nothing at all, nearly like in this iteration of like in this pool exactly. Yeah. So then we're just finishing off the boss. Yeah, like there's a kind of like a harden rage about to happen after these walls are put, because the walls will be connecting to the boss. You can see that my surge is just coming up on the boss, which doesn't really do much because I get like 2 blasts into the surge. And yeah, the boss is dead. So in summary, this fight is about utilizing your mobility utility well. So your shimmer, your alter, your displacement if you run it, and your void of racial. So always make sure that you have some shimmer left to go with the wall or to get back into your position. Yeah. Alternatively, you could alter the wall knockback as well, like I did there, just to negate it so I can start casting. But yeah, some pools you'll get more unlucky than the others, where you will be literally starving on your shimmers, and some pools you'll be chilling. Yeah, so it is definitely a little bit RNG, but in hindsight, this fight is all just about stay on the safe spot that you're assigned to with your group. Go out with the walls if you're assigned with them to the marker your Vicora says, or to the wall break. It's the same thing. Essentially, you have to move out to the marker it tells you to, and then spread out with the circles. That's it. So wall, go somewhere, break wall, go somewhere, spread out with the circles after the break wall happens. Yeah, and stay on the raid group with the debuff. That is it. Yeah. So not a very hard fight. If you're very scared about dying here, just pop a personal. Optimally, the prismatic barrier just before these circles from the spread explode. The prismatic barrier is literally just going to absorb everything, but most of the sets are not important. I know there are some sets more dangerous than the others, like this one. Yeah, there's 2 debuffs of these. There's also this debuff, whatever that is. And I'm also overlapping, and that's a prime block example. Yeah, boom, and I just live like that. Yeah. So yeah, that is pretty much for this fight. Just stay on the raid group, move out, pop a defensive prismatic barrier if you're scared that you're gonna die from the circle, and do damage. Still a little bit of damage check this fight is, especially if your guild doesn't have that much itemable. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you on Soul Hunters. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.